No kidding. I believe 2024 is going to be a watershed year in a number of arenas. One of them is in regards to all things related to health. And I'm not speaking health from the standpoint of benefiting us, okay? But from the World Health Organization, all of that. By the way, when we talk about things with the World Health Organization, it's more than just these shots going in our arms and those kinds of things. Look, guys, the World Health Organization is pushing everything LGBTQ as well. Because they're looking at those as health matters. They're looking at abortion as another health matter. They're looking at the whole climate change, which we know is a lie, as another health matter. And so that's the reason why they keep on pushing and pushing and pushing. And so they always bring about all of these things of fear. So they use fear to motivate people, right? And who do they say are the fear mongers? Well, you and me, right? That's the reason why they keep on wanting to take us down, or they remove videos from our sites, all of these kinds of things. Then we get the nasty letter that gets emailed to us, that there's some form of disinformation or something. This is what gets me. Look, I know I'm digressing here for just a moment.
No, you're good. You're good.
But this is what gets me, is if they really felt that we are the fools that they try to make us seem like we are out there to the public, right? Then why don't they just leave us alone? Because if that's the case, then we would just crash and burn, right? Who's going to follow? Who's going to listen? Right? It would just disintegrate and fall apart on its own. The reality is that deep down inside, social media and these social media lords that are out there, the reality is that they are fearful of the things that we are saying, because they know that we've got something here. They don't understand from our vantage point, from the a biblical worldview and from the Word of God. They don't understand any of that, but they're fearful of the things that we're saying. You see? Yeah. And that's the reason why they keep on bringing these things down. So they try and make us look like we're idiots, right? But in reality, they're actually afraid.
Yeah, they hate truth, because if you look at who's really leading all of this, is Satan, of course. And he hates truth. He hates anything truth, because he is the author of lies. He is the father of lies. That's his game. So if anybody is speaking any form of truth out there, he wants it stopped. He wants it done. He doesn't care how minuscule it is. If it's truth, he doesn't want it. If it has anything to do with Jesus Christ's name, he doesn't want it there. If it has anything to do with anything against him, he doesn't want it there. He wants that stuff taken down. And you made a good point when it comes to what's going on with the health stuff and control and censorship and deception and stuff like that. There was that the recent health meeting that took place at the Council on Foreign Relations. One of the topics of that a lot of people wouldn't think has anything to do with healthcare was the discussion of eliminating intellectual property. They want to eliminate any intellectual property. So if you come up with an idea and you want to hang on to that idea so you can do it, nope, they now own that idea that you just came up with. Puts a whole new spin on the term thought police, if you've ever heard that term before.
Right.
So it's a whole new level of deception and control on that.
Hey, Zach, if they only really knew what I was thinking, if they really only knew, like, I'll give them something to think about,
The thing is they're working on stuff to read what we're thinking. The scary part.
Right. Well, and actually that's very true, because that's part of the AI technologies out there, is to be able to predict what we're going to say or what we're going to do. Folks, they're working on this right now. Literally, they're working on it, and they're continuing, the whole mechanism of everything involved with AI. They're moving in that direction right now, because they want to be able to predict our next move, as within a certain degree of with a certain margin of error or whatnot that would be attributed to that. When you go to church, right? Do you normally sit in the same section? Probably in the same general area, maybe even the same chair, right? Mm-hmm. When you drive down a street, you're usually driving in a particular lane. It's not too often that you're going to be in a different lane. So all of these things, and they're able to study these things from us, right? Well, how can they study all these things? Well, think about it. We've got our TVs now. If you have some of these newer TVs, right? Your TV, you think you're watching the TV's watching you. I mean, isn't that kind of
Mm-hmm.
creepy, right? Now I've seen refrigerators. You go to
Yep.
Lowe's or Home Depot, and the refrigerators are internet connect. What do I need to connect my refrigerator to the internet for? I don't know. I mean, there's cool things, and you can have family pictures come up on there and whatnot. But I mean, guys, think about it. Our cars. One of the things that's happening that's come out, right? You know how our cars, you connect your phone wirelessly to your car, and you can listen to this, listen to that. You can do all kinds of things there from the little screen there that's in
Mm-hmm.
most of the newer cars now, right? But what's happening, what they've discovered is that the cars are actually collecting data. That computer system is collecting data on us, and that data is going to the automakers. We know Toyota is one of them, but I'm pretty sure it's going to all of
All
those
of them. It's
automakers
all
right
of
now,
them. Yeah.
right? And then they collect data and they utilize that data for who knows what they're utilizing it for, right? But I mean, think about that. The cars are listening in, watching. So all of these different things around us, and it's learning about our behaviors, right? So when we get into the book of Revelation to the time of the end, think about how that is going to apply. Think about that, because the Antichrist is going to have near total control. Near total control. And so how is he going to be able to do that? Well, not only through the financial aspect of things, right? But by knowing there's going to be surveillance all around. So there's deception, there's surveillance, and this is what they're doing. And like I said, even with the cars, most people don't even realize that that's what's happening, and they're collecting data on us right now. And then even taking it even further with the cars, right? What is the year? I think is it 2030 or somewhere's around there that they want all of the cars to be able to have these kill switches on them, all of the newer cars.
2026.
2026. Okay, it's even
Yep.
sooner than that. So to have the kill switch on it. And again, they put these things out there like, hey, this is for your good. We're looking out for you. Hey, if there's someone that's driving and they're under the influence, and or someone that not supposed to be going so many miles from their home, or any number of things, zip, right? But think about this. We go to the whole thing of central bank digital currencies, right? Which, starting off initially, it's going to probably be something pretty easy breezy, because they're going to do all kinds of incentives to make people feel good about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as time goes by, look, we all know they have the technologies, they're going to have the abilities, and they'll eventually end up utilizing those against the populace here in America and in other countries as well. Oh, wait a minute. So let me see. You're driving more miles than we really have allotted for you to drive, and your automotive carbon footprint right now, that's not helpful to the earth. And so as a result, we're going to have to, kill switch.
Yep.
That's the kind of control, guys. It's not like we're just, we sit around, at night dreaming up things like this to tell everybody, because we're just, I don't have an imagination that big. Yeah, I mean, they are telling us what they are doing. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's it's fully part of the Luciferian club too. That's ruling all of these decisions. Is they are required to tell us what they're going to do beforehand. It's just part of the rules, because they believe that if they tell you ahead of time and you don't, or if you participate in it, then the blood is not on their hands; it's now on your hands. So it's kind of like their way of taking the blame off them.
Right.
So they always tell us predictive programming. You see all the things in the movies and whatnot. They always tell us what the guys. How long ago did the Matrix come out? 1999, I think that came out, and they were talking about people being raised up in little artificial wombs and being used as batteries to keep the AI machines going. Guys, they're working on that exact stuff right now. I've talked about it. I don't know how many times on here. I've shown videos and everything.
Right.
They are doing these things that we think are just so out there that are only found in movies and comic books and whatnot. And they want you to realize that, oh, it's just a story. Don't worry. And they slowly creep these things in, all in the name of convenience. I always say they're going to kill you with convenience. They try to make things, oh, your smart refrigerator, because you're talking about those. Yeah, just all you have to do is there's sensors in there that if you run out of milk, it'll automatically place it on your grocery list and send it to your phone and stuff like that. Well, at the same time, it's collecting your facial data, your biometrics, it's recording your conversations, it's recording everything going on. I mean, we showed the little automatic Roomba vacuums, how all of a sudden pictures were leaked of somebody on their toilet because that thing was taking pictures of what's going on in the house. Yeah. And I've talked about this. It's been a while, but it has to do with the digital twin patterns of life. And it's kind of like DARPA has a sim game. Pete Garcia has talked about this before too, where they have a simulation running of all of us. And I played a clip a while ago, I don't have it now, of at CERN. They had a meeting at CERN, and they were talking about how they're taking everybody's patterns of life, they're taking all your data, and they're putting it into the simulation, and the AI runs through it millions of times, determining your patterns of life, and then it can then determine what you're most likely to do, what you're most likely to think, what you're most likely to do. This is all real stuff that's being done, and it's through this technology. And there's that deception play on top of it, because when it learns your patterns of life, since we spend so much time online and in the digital space, AI will automatically feed things to you to either make you believe a certain way, to think a certain way. If they want people to get riled up, like we see all the protests going on, they'll feed certain information to certain people to trigger things in your mind to get these things going. And a lot of people think that that's crazy stuff, but this is legitimate things that you can find all of them talking about. They tell you what they're doing with this. It's crazy.